Coming to you live from the luscious loins of Lapel, Indiana, it's Bullshit. Welcome to the 93rd Midweek Crisis. So, before we introduce our guest today, I do want to bring something to people's attention. This has been something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. If you know the whereabouts of Busco, and if you haven't heard of Busco, it's a giant turtle here in Indiana. It's like the size of a dinosaur. It'd be running around, stealing people's VHSs and shit. If you know the whereabouts of Busco, please email us at wearechatliver@gmail.com. All right, y'all. I've got Asymptomatic in the house today. What's up?
Hey.
What's up, guys?
How y'all doing?
I hit the claps. Let's see.
There we go.
There we go.
Nice.
So, how was your daytime commute, gentlemen?
Pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Great. It's a nice day outside.
Smooth. It really. I am so glad that it's like kind of turned around here.
Mhm.
It was yesterday was gross.
Yeah. It was gross.
I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool up here. Like it was like rain, sunshine, rain, sunshine. So it was pretty dope.
Honestly, I'm talking shit. I was inside all day. I literally didn't even see the sun. I was like, oh, it's light outside. Now it's dark. Okay. We're still inside.
Did it storm pretty bad where you guys are at?
I mean, I work south.
So you missed probably all the storm. Yeah.
I got a teaser.
You little tease.
Little tease.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Little thunder. No lightning.
What about you, Mitch?
Nothing special. Just
Nothing. No. Just good old fashioned regular Indiana weather. Right on.
Well,
weather.
yeah, that's fair enough.
That's cool. Yeah, so I always ask people like, how was your daytime commute? It's kind of a reference to a Queens of the Stone Age thing.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna keep asking it until somebody responds with the proper question. Or with the proper statement, really. So
songs for the day.
so Asymptomatic, where did that come from? Well, obviously Asymptomatic.
Asymptomatic.
Symptomatic.
Am I saying it wrong?
Asymptomatic.
That's what I do.
It's fine,
That's
it's
what
fine,
I
it's
do.
fine.
I say shit wrong.
So it's an idea that I've had for years. So I kind of I had another project. I called the project that I was working on in like I think 2021 this summer, and then we had a COVID scare with one of our. Oh yeah, that's a hot question, but a hot word, but COVID. But even say that now anymore? Is that canceled? I don't know. But it's on YouTube censorship thing. It's like, oh, now you don't get it, but no.
Everybody knows.
Everyone knows it. Yeah, we live in that ultra reality into this one. But no, we were just talking for your band names, and then like, oh, maybe our guitarist is asymptomatic, and it kind of stuck. And then I had to make it make sense. So the idea kind of had the metaphor that comes with it is that we all are asymptomatic. Metaphorically, physically, we all have something inside that ails us, some pain, some either mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. And we can't showcase that on our day-to-day lives. Like when we go to work or when we go to our friends or family or whatever we are doing, we want to live life. We can't be crying all the time. We all have pain inside. So it's something I feel like I wanted to have something to give back to people, that we're only going to be who we are because of the people that support us. And so I want them to feel like they're just as much of this as we are. We are asymptomatic, and so are you. Yeah, we are all asymptomatic.
That's awesome. That is the best explanation of a band name I think I've had in, I don't know. It's been a while. That's really good. And it's really thought like you went. That's great, man. Hell yeah. And so you're the singer, and Mitch, you play
Guitar.
So Colby, you're on bass.
Yes, sir.
Right on. And when did you guys form?
We officially became a band, I think maybe this past January.
Yeah, that sounds about. I mean, that we had a couple like.
Mitch, when did you join?
Back in January.
Yeah, January, yeah. Yeah, by the way, we have a drummer. He had work today, so he couldn't make it, unfortunately. But no, Mitch came on almost. It's crazy. I when I started project and I moved back in Indianapolis from Michigan in summer of 2023, and I worked with Adam, our drummer, before hand with a couple other projects and ideas, and hit him back up. We started doing stuff with some people, and nothing really stuck. We worked with some guitarists, and I was like, I need a bassist. Like I would like just be out in my daily life saying I need a bassist. I was praying for it. And then I met a mutual friend of me and Colby. I'm forgetting her name because I'm an
Maddie.
Maddie. Yeah, and so she referenced me, Colby. Colby joined the band, perfect energy. And then I was like, I do need another guitarist. And then I met Mitch. We were rehearsing on a sound space in the near east side of Indianapolis off East 10th Street. Great location. And met Mitch in passing. He was leaving. I was going to set up, and he shows me actually the riff of our first single that we're going to be recording this summer, this June. So, Cry Me to Sleep, CMTS. So he showed me the riff. He had a pre-recorded track of him playing with some instrumentation, and I was like, that's the song. That's what these lyrics need to go on, and it's been great ever since. These guys are amazing. I'm blessed to be working with them.
Hell yeah! I caught you guys at Open Mic at the Mel.
Yeah,
it was probably 2 months ago? Man, time flies. I think it was.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That would have been our first show, I think.
It was our first live performance. Yeah. We did that before we did Stone Tree.
Yep.
And that was a couple weeks ago, right?
No. The other one we just did.
Yeah,
that was about a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago. Yeah, back at the Mel. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, I guess, we've done mainly open mics. I haven't done a full show yet because we're still working on making material, but we're almost ready. We got a month left, and we can do full shows. But yeah, no, we after the first one you saw, we got invited out by shout out to Riot, comedian out here. She's amazing. Does a lot of promotion, does a lot of stuff in the area, and yeah, she's killer. And but no, she basically referenced us to Stone Tree, and then we went there a handful of times. We like the environment there definitely, and now we're back at another artist feature at Melody Inn. Yeah, that when I last saw you. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, right on. By the way, I think that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. By the way, we got lucky with this because I totally messed up. I've got the date. When I saw you, I think it was last Monday at Mousetrap.
Yeah,
that was luck. That was sheer luck that we actually I knew it was today because I thought it was late June.
Oh,
that this was today. Yeah, and I was like, you kept giving me information that made me happy. You're like, I'm like, oh, what day is it? Because these guys, we got schedules. Yeah. And then you're like, Wednesday. Okay, we could do Wednesday. That's when we go to Stone Tree. I'm like, what time? Please don't say any time earlier than 5. He's like, you're like 8. I'm like, my brain was just relieved. You could just literally each one was just like a morsel of candy in my soul.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works sometimes. It kind of energy, just pans out even when it, yeah, for sure. So, oh, you know what? You sent me that song. You want to show everybody a little bit of a demo of your material real quick?
Yeah, this is, I think this is a recording of a demo, sample of a demo. Of our single that will be released called CMTS, Cry Me to Sleep.
I think our mics stay on during this. I'm not sure, but we'll see.
Am I just your dream? Your dream? I don't know where I'm going. What am I to do? My life's an hurricane for the absence of you. Got nothing left to live for and nothing left to lose. I feel that all my time is lost. I'll put it
Yeah. I actually just got a text message from Lazy Boy. He said, "Hey, dude's name says Lazy Boy. Change it." I was like, "Oh shit!" I must have looked at it and saw the Z and just thought it said Jazz. But hell yeah, man! What's the name? What's the name of that song?
CMTS abbreviated Cry Me to Sleep. So CMTS / Cry Me to Sleep.
CMTS.
Cry Me to Sleep.
Oh, so you're abbreviating it.
Yeah, abbreviating it in the title and then giving the full title with
No
it.
Fall Out Boy. No.
Mm-mm.
Like, do you know what I mean by that? Like, all their songs have like 15 words.
Oh yeah.
I think the longest song I've ever wrote is that I titled it. Oh shit! What did I title that song? Well, yeah, it's called 3 likes, 7 comments, and a block for good measure.
I like that title
Yeah.
actually. I like that actually. I think the longest title by the song that I learned was called "If by Sleeping with Sirens." If I'm James Dean, you're Aubrey Hepburn. Like that.
So let's go ahead and pick on you guys a little bit. Don't let me forget. I do have to hook you guys up with some VHS. I usually start with that, but
Oh yeah.
we'll get around to it. We also got a box that we have to go into, but I guess right out the gate, when did you start writing music, Jazz?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll give it a short answer. So I was raised in music. My mother played piano. My father plays steel flute, and he can play piccolo. Not the Dragon Ball Z character. There's actually an instrument called a piccolo. It's like a tinier flute. But no, I started playing violin. Like starting at the age of I think it was 10 or 12. Played that for like 10 years. Got very bored of it very quickly, and then I kind of went into poetry. I didn't start writing actual songs until probably like maybe my later teens. And then I kind of started getting into music like later on in life, probably when I was like 20, 21, 22, 20, like and everything. I had a band called Scripted Saints. We did a lot in our time. And then when I even a mini tour, it was a fun time with those guys. And then I took a 5-year hiatus from music. And then kind of started back up again in 2017 and started working with different projects, different people. Some of them off. I think there's Hall Hate. We were on call almost at the Rise of the Locals at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis and Fountain Square, and then a couple projects here and there. Nothing really stuck. And then when I went to Michigan, I ended up starting the first version of Asymptomatic. Has a K at the end instead of a C, not proper spelling. And so, but those guys did. There's things, it didn't work out. I left and came back to Indy, and then now we are Asymptomatic. So that's kind of TLDR on my music history. I just, I love writing. I love poetry. I love stories. So all that kind of goes into it. But yeah.
What about you, Colby?
Yeah, I've been playing. I started playing bass back in like middle school. Like an orchestra and all that. Just kind of picked up the biggest instrument I could and went with it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's boring stuff. Orchestral bass in middle school, but that kind of got me in. I picked up the bass guitar in high school to join jazz band, and then I wound up loving that so much that I went to college for it. So my degree is in music theory and history. I started composing around then.
Holy
like
shit.
Instrumental music, all that
Hell
fun
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Graduated during the pandemic and just started, grinding at a day job. And then when I got connected with this guy, I was, thrilled to have a chance to really start playing again. I love if I could do anything, it would just be play all day. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. I took theory for 2 years, and I'm glad I'm still here.
Yeah, dude, theory's great. That's the fun stuff for me. It's useful as a bassist, right? It's to know what exactly you're doing, what you're doing is influencing the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like it's a lot deeper, and man, yeah. Kudos to you for like going the extra mile. I did well in it. It's like one of those things that it's like learning a whole nother language.
Yeah, dude, I backed into
Writing
it
another
accidentally.
language.
I was going for like music business originally, hoping to do like production and promotion. And as a part of that, I had to take a couple of theory classes. I loved it so much I wound up accidentally taking every theory class offered at the music school, and I was like, hey, if I have the credits already, I might as well just take the 4 history classes I need to split the major in 2, business major and music major.
So this is your first band?
Yeah, of this type.
I summoned him.
Right. Gotcha.
Couple jazz things, combos back in Noblesville when I was in high school. Made my pocket change playing at farmers markets.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I know this is your first band.
Yeah,
it's yours and Mitch's first band. That's crazy. The first band you guys are in is gonna make you famous.
Hell yeah,
that's a fun
the
story.
attitude.
That's a fun story. I wish I had that. That's a fun little like gym to have on your resume. Yeah, I didn't have to bounce around 5 different bad projects and failed energy. I just got the one, and then that's lucky energy. You too, Mitch, as well.
So Mitch, like, how'd you get into guitar, man?
I've been playing music since I was like.
Oh, pull that mic up just a little bit.
I've been playing music since I was like 5 years old. My dad always had a guitar. Got my first drum set when I was like 8, so I can play drums, but I don't like to play them anymore. But I've been playing music, for pretty much my whole life. Started, recording music in my garage when I was like 10, 12, record all the parts. Really didn't start taking guitar seriously until I was about, maybe like 14, 15. And I just, that's when I kind of like discovered, Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan, and those are my guitar idols, and those are the guys that I can, everywhere I go, if I go to the bar for an open mic, they ask me, can you play? I say, well, I can pretty much play Hendrix note for note, not Stevie. Stevie's great. He's really hard to play like, but yeah, I just been playing my whole life pretty much, and, trying to do something with it, maybe make some money from it, but just, it's always been a passion of mine. So it's been something I really enjoy.
Hell yeah.
So it's just, yeah, like I said, I've been playing since I was a little kid.
I'm trying to think of, I'm going to say this right. Don't be judging me, people. Robin Trower.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever gotten into him?
Oh yeah. I probably know guys, Sean Lane, Rusty Cooley.
All right. I
know all.
All right. Cool.
I know every Frank Marino. I mean, every guitarist that's ever lived, Guthrie Govan, Tosin Abazi.
It's just like that style of music, and it's just not really appreciated as much anymore. Especially, I'm assuming you guys are between the ages of 20 and 25.
I'm 32.
I was gonna say
you're 32.
None of us are between those ages. I'm 26. I'm the youngest in the group by
26. And then how old are you, Jazz?
33.
33. Wow,
bunch of old men.
Yeah.
I did not. I just figured you guys were younger.
Nope.
You guys look younger.
Thank you.
I don't know.
That's the first time I've heard that.
I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not, but I'll take it. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. No, yeah, I'm 33. I'm the year Jesus died.
So yeah, like I just like every person I know that's like a big Stevie Ray Vaughan fan is a big like Golden Earring fan.
What do you mean by that?
Robin Trower, Golden Earring.
Oh yeah. I love Robin. My parents introduced me to all the music I like. Black Sabbath, Jimi Hendrix.
That's awesome.
Led Zeppelin. I love Black Sabbath more than I like Zeppelin. Most people are more of a Zeppelin fan.
Interesting.
I'm all for Sabbath.
Never heard of Led Zeppelin. I can't say. What is that like? Is that like a blimp thing, or I'm just kidding. This entire room is covered with Led Zeppelin posters, and then obviously,
I saw that.
the lights on it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck yeah, I love Ozzy and pretty much everything that he did. So
yeah,
still alive. That bat meant something. I don't know. I just feel like it's just
I'd do it.
So many other these guys that weren't doing half the shit this man put in his body are already dead, and he's just still kicking.
Yeah, I've no
Ozzy.
I don't know. He's immortal, man.
He's got that blood contract, man.
I will probably die. We'll die before Ozzy dies.
Hey, speak.
Hold on. Actually, somebody told me how he does it. It's in my notes. Hold on. Lots of money. That's how he did it.
Exactly.
That's how he does it. That's how he's still
money.
And he's got a good woman next to him that loves him
Royal.
way more than most people will love anybody in their entire lives.
I love when she called out Kanye. That's some good energy.
Oh, that's Oh yeah.
I think I missed that.
Oh no,
Kanye sucks.
He used a sample illegally. He used a sample of Ozzy's work, and Sharon was like, "Yeah, nope." Yeah,
not during your Nazi arc.
No,
Kanye,
my
please
goodness, my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Why? I will say this.
I know exactly why.
I know why. His mommy,
It's called
sad.
attention whore.
His mom died, and I think he's just sad. And
Well,
it's
his mom
maniac.
passed in what 2003,
And then everything has spiraled since then.
She died 6 months before
7
he became
platinum
famous.
albums,
It's
Like,
been one long spiral.
number one hit
To me,
singles.
yes, people.
I don't know.
I mean, he's a musical genius. I'm not dogging
Sure.
his musical prowess because he is a genius, but the mind is still the mind, and
Yes.
so you have to take care of it. You can put out as many products as you can, and it can be amazing, but you gotta take care of yourself, your soul, your spirit. And it's sad because I think he's incredibly intelligent, he is a maestro with music, but he just what I'm seeing, is this constant manic acting, you can see it, and so it's sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's a common thing amongst artists, especially at that caliber level of fame, where I'm not big on quoting Rogan, but I did watch his podcast twice today. He said some of the worst people he knows are artists. And that's because there's this thin line between genius and madness.
Yeah.
And some people flirt with it a little more than others. And I would definitely put Kanye right there.
You have to be kind of crazy to be an artist. There's a lot that goes into that. And then like the power dynamics that are there as well is something that's very, like, for me, it's very scary. Because that's why I try to humble myself. That's also, again, part of the Asymptomatic name, is because, I said, we're all asymptomatic. We are all the fans, everybody. I want something to give, maybe I said it before, people feel like they're a part of it. And so it humbles me as an artist because it makes me realize and recognize all the time that we're only who we are because of the people that support us. Every artist is only who they are because of the people that support them. Without I hate saying fans because I think it's derogatory, but without that energy,
kind of like that song $1 Million Baby.
Yeah.
If you look into the lyrics of that, it's pretty interesting. It's like he's writing to his city. Don't at me.
Right.
I never did you wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's very interesting.
No, I'm gonna have one for Indy. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. We're on. Me and Colby have been talking about making the first album. We're working on this kind of emotional connection with things. Connection with people, connection with yourself, connection with relationships, and then a second album. We're gonna want more of a theme, connection with more of the wider world, the narrative one. Maybe talk about narrative. I don't know what we would focus it on.
Oh, I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
That's for a later day. We're still working on the first one, right?
Right. But yeah, narrative maybe focus on the connection with people and of a wider scope, like the city and society.
I'm thinking like a sci-fi rock opera.
That'd be amazing. I'm not against it.
Let's just rewrite 2112. Let's.
I'm gonna say that.
That's the reference point, right? I mean,
what's that band? Oh, it's gonna piss me off. I hate it when I do this. That's kind of what they did, is like every album was almost like a saga, from beginning to end, like a story.
Yeah.
Gorillaz did a little bit. Gorillaz did it. Cody and Cambria.
That's it.
That's Cody and Cambria, because they have a whole comic book that goes along with their albums.
Oh, that's cool.
And then here in Indie, we have a band that their albums also like came with a book, and it's not Dead Man's Grill. It'll hit me. Oh, God, I hate it when I do this. It's a Day of Space in my mind. But yeah, so kind of like touching on that craziness and stuff. Did you guys happen to watch the Terrence Howard interview?
I watched parts.
I heard about it.
Yeah, so don't do that. That's bad. You watch parts of it?
I watched parts of it.
Don't. Yeah. Well, he is much more than an actor. He's a creative type, and has some very interesting
I'm not
views.
I'm not a
Viewpoints,
scientist, so
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not like some of those things he said. I'm like, you know what? And maybe it's just how he's saying it because there's this
Mhm.
whole sales thing too. Because you can just say whatever nonsense in sales, and then you can make it. Like, as long as you say it, you confidence or how you buy it, then people buy it. But he does say some things about like how like the periodic table and how when we use is actually kind of like not accurate, and he goes into like frequency and all this stuff, and I'm like, that is actually a thing. We are discovering that frequency does play a bigger part in reality and how it's formed than we initially thought. Quantum physics has a lot to do with this. And so again, quote me, but I kind of, when he was talking about some of those things, I was like, okay, I can see where maybe, because again, it's kind of like this.
Maybe leave the physics to the physicists.
Right. All right. But
That's all I'm
Maybe-
saying.
Yep.
right.
We've known
Maybe-
he's insane for years, right? Because I remember back when what was the show called? Empire? Back when that started, everybody was like, he's always had absolutely insane takes,
Mhm.
right? Talented guy, but like you were saying, the more powerful and famous creatives get, the more unhinged they get by and large.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Especially people with underlying, mental health issues, which a lot of artists have.
Right.
Are you
So-
basing that off of his character?
No, more just like, I mean,
Because he is an actor.
he is an actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's not an actor first.
No, he's
Right.
not. He's actually he talks about those are the patent
And
for virtual reality, and he was the person that actually like has his name on the patent of like what a lot of these companies based virtual reality, virtual space.
I like
off
you,
of.
Chaz.
Yeah,
A lot of people run around on this planet and they just thank you for paying attention. But Terrence Howard, by the way, I loved him in Hustle and Flow.
Mhm.
I
That's
loved him, and that's
amazing
what that
movie.
show's
Yeah.
based off of.
Right.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
I always took it as like an
well,
unofficial sequel
that
to
and
Hustle
King
and
Lear,
Flow.
right?
but he actually, I'm not saying that he isn't wrong, but I am saying that we have a history. Human beings, we are naturally afraid of things that we don't understand. We are naturally afraid of change, and we are quick to jump to conclusions based on appearance. For example, like unconscious bias, where I'll look, some people will look at you and think, oh, look at his long beard. He's probably
He's a
old
hick.
or something like that, right? And we make mistakes like that. It's in our nature, and I don't judge people for that at all.
Right.
But I do love it when people like really kind of like dig into the details, and he has some solid points. I love the fact that he's talking about frequency, which, man, it is
It's weird because he
yes.
talks about like the key of E and how periodic table is technically wrong. Because again, what we have set up is again based on like one person. Again, you look up who based the periodic table. I mean, I don't know the guy's name, but he basically it's his version of it. Someone made a popular version of it, and that's what we use. It's not exactly even based on like it's more like a lot. Sometimes science, not all science, but it goes with the most popular thought and the leading thought. But again, to challenge that, I like this, this idea. Like in my mindset, how I look at things, I try to live in a gray mindset, look at both sides of it and go and like live in the in between, devil's advocate style, and kind of pose the questions that no one else is asking. That's gotten me in trouble sometimes, but still good to be in that mindset because you can get a wider view and let go of biases that might be there.
So it's kind of interesting because a lot of his process is based on how we based everything on straight lines because at some point we thought that the earth was flat.
Yeah. No.
Forget about all that though. How about we talk about everything that goes around comes around? How about we talk about that almost everything that we see in life has a balance and it's always going in a circle. And that's kind of a pagan thing. So we're talking about thousands of years of history and so on and so forth. It's a lot to take in.
Right.
I just thought it was really interesting to see a guy put himself out there like that. And yes, like right out the gate, the natural instinct that we're all going to have is this guy is dangerous. He's out of his fucking mind and he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, I'm there for 2 out of 3 of those.
Yeah. And that is because of Rolling Stone. And if you actually listen to the interview and watch it, he has been. It's let's put it this way. I've listened to enough of Joe Rogan's podcast to know when he is unnerved and when Lil Jamie is basically having a panic attack. It's like, all right, this is good.
But Joe Rogan literally goes on there just to ask people about aliens.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It takes a little bit to unnerve him, and so
we'll see.
Reptilians.
We'll see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll see where these patents go. They're definitely against every bit of science that we understand.
Right, and I think that's fine to challenge the norm of what is, because it kind of forces a way of looking of second guessing. It's always good to doubt and question. A little fun tidbit here. I want to mention this might be the last year we have without Android technology in the home.
So we're just switching over to iPhones?
No. I mean, like robots.
Switching away from iPhones.
iPhones there, and give more to their monopoly. England's trying to get rid of that with their chargers, but no. Elon Musk is coming out with this. I was talking to Mitch about this earlier. Basically, this your own autonomous Android in the house.
Oh, I'm sure that's gonna.
Guess how much that is. Guess how much that is.
3,500.
Oh, that's pretty cheap, actually. 30,000.
30,000.
30,000, 20,000. Like it's 50,000. It's about like a deposit of a house.
And what does it do?
It's like it's basically like having a robot servant, like having like a C-3PO around your house to do all your stuff.
Wow.
And China, I've seen videos on my phone with China China literally has these factories with like a bunch of humanoid androids. So this is gonna and Elon Musk is gonna launch next year. So this is the last year we have in human history without Android like servitude technology, and this is affordable technology at that, because it's like that's down payment on a car, house, energy. It's pretty more or less affordable. It's like, oh, do I want to buy a car? Do I want to buy an Android? That's crazy.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying it's like obviously not going to work or happen.
I don't know.
I mean, what was the last rollout of a Musk product that actually went well, right?
Flamethrower.
The flame. Oh, okay. Yeah. And how long ago was that? Like 2016?
Oh my goodness,
2017.
I still want to buy one.
Hey, look, flamethrowers are cool. I'm just
up.
saying, like, my man can't do anything right lately. His brain is.
He can launch ships into space. Oh, by the way, I'm excited for Boeing to launch their rocket ship into space, and we see a tragedy happen in front of our eyes.
Yeah, it's never happened with.
They're gonna launch their ship up to the space station. It's like I have a contract for it. Me and my dad talk about this. I'm like, oh, Dad, when's the tragedy gonna start? We see these pilots. I would the two pilots, male, female. I'm like, I see dead people walking. Boeing making a spaceship. They can't get their planes.
No, they
cannot stay together.
They can't even suicide their whistleblowers properly.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's like a movie in front of our eyes.
Parody
man.
is not real.
It's weird. Did you hear about that?
Mm-mm.
All right. So Boeing has a bunch of like these issues with they're like under federal investigation because their windows are falling out, their doors are coming out, their landing gears falling off. This production is bad, but they're government contracted, so it's not like they're gonna get too much is gonna happen. Well, a whistleblower came out a couple months ago, and he literally says like to his wife in a message, he's like, "If I die, I didn't commit suicide. No history of mental health or any type of drug abuse or alcohol abuse on record, and man is dead."
Mm-hmm.
And there's another one that shot himself.
I mean, he did.
Did he though?
Yeah.
Did
I mean, what Boeing? I'm
totally.
just throwing this out there. If Boeing was actually trying to kill people, they wouldn't make it that obvious, right?
Who knows?
Some guy dies.
I don't know.
Tetanus.
Let me
two
call
people,
Hillary
though.
Clinton and ask her.
Right.
I mean, that's just law of large numbers. The Clinton death pool thing is just like a statistical.
Yeah,
it's going to happen if you know as many people.
And the
as
CIA
that
has
family
nothing
does.
to do with the moon landing or the death of JFK. So
I think they did. I'm John.
I saw Peter Graves was in the comment section. I was like, let's go.
My answer is yes, Peter. Yes.
Yeah, dude. So you think the androids are gonna fail?
Oh, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's the same as the Hyperloop or the what's the truck, the Cybertruck. I think it's gonna.
I've seen a Cybertruck the other day.
Yeah, it came out.
There's people.
How many people are happy with their Cybertrucks?
I don't know. There's 3 people in Hamilton County with Cybertrucks, according to my father.
That's a lot of money.
That's
Yeah.
It's
Are
too
you
much
talking
money
about those?
for-
those
yeah,
like,
those ugly
car-
trucks, yeah.
Little
those
polygons.
Yeah, yeah.
Little polygon cars.
They
look
actually
like-
have like 50 of them over by Guitar Center and Castleton Plaza.
Really?
Yeah, because I.
Oh yeah, because they have that dealership over there, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's where I get my strings, and I drive by there and I see them all the time. There's like 50 of them. I'm just like,
It look like a video game.
They look
Debs
horrible.
like.
I
Do
don't
they
like
they cook their like eggs and bacon on them every day, or like get good use out of them?
I was gonna say that's
Who
too
can
many straight
afford
lines
'em?
for. I
Rich
don't
people.
know, man.
They look like they look like a game Debs like rig to like help program cars or like a van or like a heavy vehicle in like a open world game. That's literally what they look like. Like this is just a non-polygon rig we do to get the physics right. It's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, no.
I like when cars were like when we cared about car industry and when we actually like put like time, money, and artistic value into like what we made.
business has always been about capitalism,
Yeah.
Well, true.
so it's never really been about caring. It's about. I mean, look at Detroit, Motor City. You know what I mean? They made it a great car manufacturing city. Everybody had jobs, and then when they made their money, they took everything out, and then they filled the streets full of fucking crack and heroin, and now it's
Yeah,
nothing.
And the water's crap.
yeah,
and-
it's a
and-
dying city
Yeah, it's sad.
because the
And
cap.
I assure you, the downfall of Detroit had nothing to do with Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Obama, or Donald Trump. So,
I
No,
can't tell if
no,
that's
no, 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 no.
sarcastic
I
or
was
not.
gonna say, I
It
don't
is
know what
hard
that's
having-
supposed to mean.
tax.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all of it. All
It
of
has to
it.
do with how it's cheaper to manufacture things elsewhere.
Exactly overseas.
There you go.
Well, it's just capitalism in general. It's always about where can we find the quickest money and
Yeah.
who's the least educated, so we can take advantage of them.
I mean, the ideal
everywhere.
the ideal corporation in our system is one with 0 employees, right?
Yep.
We
Cut
got
as many costs as you can.
Donald Trump, he's got a quote. He said his target for getting votes is the poor and uneducated. That's a direct
Mhm.
quote. You can hear him saying that on audio. That's
what was that 1988 Oprah or something like that? Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
He's very honest about how he just likes to exploit people.
I'll throw in a funny theory. I think Taylor Swift is going to be our next, or not next, but our next president.
Probably.
Mine
It's like idiocracy. It's not about what you know. It's about how much influence you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why it's important that we focus on our local politics or our community politics
Mhm.
and not lose a sight. Because even I like will forget. I think Bill Hicks said it best. Like the puppet on the left says this, the puppet on the right says this,
Mhm.
and it is a lot of that. But if we focus on our communities and worry about the politics inside of our own, like we're in a state that just has a lot of work to do.
It doesn't know what it wants to be.
Oh no, our state knows what it wants to be.
But
It's
downtown,
just that what it wants to be is bad.
Well,
Yeah.
Capitalism.
it's weird because they go downtown. Indiana, I would say, is a red state with a blue dot.
Well, yeah, but that's every state. The divide in this country isn't red state, blue state. It's urban
No.
versus rural.
No, I agree with that. That's very true. That's more true than last.
And most of our politicians
Legalize weed.
we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
be
Pete.
the last one. We're gonna be the very last one.
Yeah.
Ohio beat us.
I was gonna say every state
Ohio
around
beat
us has it.
That was
What are
the-
we doing?
That was the one bank we had. We were like, okay, we get it.
At
if
least we're not
Michigan,
Ohio.
We get it if Tennessee. We get it if all the other ones. But we were kind of banking on. I've always felt like the consensus was we were going to be either right after Ohio or right before Ohio, and then Ohio just like, yeah, by the way, we're just going to do it. And I'm like, well, you know what, Indy, another 10 and 20 years.
Yeah, we are a very much big coal and big pharma. With
my goodness.
Roche Diagnostics, Eli
Yeah,
Lilly.
Eli Lilly, the corporate evil of Indiana.
And then even though it doesn't even seem like the same state, way down south in Evansville, that's where the most of the coal in the United States gets dug out. So
Mhm.
Huh.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that actually.
know
We
that.
had coal
It's
mines
wild.
in Indy.
yeah, it's don't move there. It's hard to breathe.
Wasn't planning on it.
Yeah. Steer clear. But yeah, so this is actually a pretty good question, and it kind of leads us out of the political state of Indiana,
Mhm.
our country, and the White House to come. Well, breathe easy, everybody.
Right.
So, where would you guys like to play here in Indianapolis? Like, what's a goal? Like, what's a I want to play at this venue? Is there a venue and you guys have in mind that you'd love to play?
Black Circle.
Right on.
The Marriott.
Ooh,
Marriott.
Marriott's fun.
Marriott, yeah.
I want to do this.
Well, National Theater now, but yeah.
Okay, I was like,
National
wait a
Theater
minute.
used to be Marriott. And National Theater, that's kind of like, yeah, to headline there would be beautiful. Hi-Fi would be really fun too. I love the Hi-Fi.
Inside or outside?
Working those
Gotta
stuff.
pick.
I feel like
I've
outside.
done the same to you.
I
too.
feel like outside would be better.
Yeah.
No, not outside. I think inside would be better for us, for our sound. Outside, I feel is a lot of jam rock sounds, a lot of like chill rock, as I call it. Like Allman Brothers style music. But
Where's this at?
Hi-Fi right there in Fountain Square. Great location.
Yeah. Great.
all right.
Yeah, great venue.
And then they have that annex, and it's like outside
Mhm.
gated.
They have
Smoke.
they have the Sky Bar too, which has a
Dude, that Sky Bar is great.
yeah, the rooftop bar. Yeah, they do have live bands there, but I wish that yeah, they do, but they're
Who?
the rooftop bar. So where was it that
There's that theater, right?
it's
You know where the theater is in
Imbibe. You know
Fountain
what
Square?
Imbibe is?
Yeah.
Imbibe. So above the roof of Imbibe is actually take the elevator all the way up.
Oh, I
and
didn't know
there's-
they put shows on over there.
It's
Mhm.
not large shows. This is more like just chill house music, like bands playing little stuff, nothing crazy.
It's a lot of fun.
It's chill energy. I wish though that they made the stage underneath the billboard.
Yeah.
Because the stage is
Or
on
on
the
the
main
billboard.
yeah.
Liability issues.
Heights are not a fan of mine, but
Hey, it's not the heights, it's the drop. Hell, it's not the drop, it's the stop.
Fewer words haven't been said. Quote right here, people.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, yeah, I'd love to do that. The Noodle's another big one. I'd
Noodle
really
would
like
be
to play
fun.
that back room there.
The back room, yeah, the back room would be fun. We can do the open jam though. We should do it next
Hey,
week.
if you make a jumpsuit out of arsenic and jump
Okay.
off that roof, based on Terrence Howard's science,
okay.
you will actually
A true
you will
genius, a
actually go
visionary.
away from the earth. I'm just
Oh my
kidding.
goodness.
I'm
Um,
sorry.
I
I had
wish
to do it.
I wish it was
Also
that
has
easy.
I do have to
Sometimes.
poke fun a little bit.
No problem.
Uh,
But no, yeah, there's a lot. Indy has a lot of good spots. Actually, it's why I moved here from Michigan, because I was like a Niles area.
Oh, really? I didn't know it was Niles.
Yeah, I was in Niles, Michigan. Yeah, right up
Oh,
there.
yeah, my best friend lives up there.
Area. It's a nice chill area. But for every 5 bars in a 20-mile radius, you have 20 bars in a 5-mile radius in a
Mhm.
day, and then you have 10 times as many musicians. So it just made logical sense after leaving the old Asymptomatic to come here and create a new band. It really wasn't going. Didn't plan on it being Asymptomatic. It just kind of came into being again, and just kind of like it stuck. We
Yeah.
tried to change the name, I think, once, and it was like, no,
Yeah.
we didn't
Yeah.
work out.
Man. Yeah.
What was that name idea?
Burden State?
That's not a bad album name. Burden State. It just sounds. It doesn't rhyme well.
No, it doesn't.
Burden.
Well, because the original pitch was I pitched Denial State as an album name.
That's not a bad name. For
Yeah,
an
I think it's,
album. I like that name. We might name it the second album, not Denial State. Denial State of Mind.
Good. You don't need more words. Denial State. It's a great name for a sci-fi rock opera. I'm gonna keep pitching that until it
I'm
happens.
not against.
Hey, no,
it
I
at
mean,
all.
Indie used to be like maybe not but like one of the jazz centers of the country.
There's a whole street that is like
Yeah.
basically abandoned off.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Of there's a movie made off of the woman that made it. What the heck is that theater? I can't remember it.
Couldn't tell you.
It's right there.
Devil Wears Prada.
Nah. So in New York City.
Quite. Hoosiers? Is it Hoosiers?
Oh, I can't think of it. I can't think
That's
of
good.
it. That's a
Rudy.
basketball game. I can't think of it.
Hey,
right now.
hey, you're like dropping them,
I'm
bud.
trying to think of more Indiana movies. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I know.
Close Encounters of a Third Kind.
Is that Indiana?
Muncie.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
What's it called? What's the one with Shia LaBeouf with the Big Brother movie?
Oh, is it Holes? No.
No. It's
Holes.
it's the
I
I
love that
one.
movie.
I
That's a
something.
good one.
I can't think of it.
Oh, Peanut Butter Falcon?
No. It's the one where he like is working with like it's like the government conspiracy of Big Brother watching everything.
yeah.
Eagle Eye.
Eagle
Eagle
Eye.
Eye.
They literally stop in
Man,
Indianapolis.
why do I know that?
They stop in
Because
Indianapolis.
it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. They
Okay,
stop
He
in
like
Indianapolis.
falls in
for-
love with his neighbor.
Right.
So bad. Oh my god.
That movie does not pass in today's.
No,
Yeah,
it
now
doesn't.
that
movie
I'm
doesn't
like
pass
thinking
as
about
a
it.
It's bad.
You didn't like it?
No.
I thought it was good.
Shia LaBeouf hasn't been in a good movie.
Peanut Butter
Actually,
Falcon is good.
Peanut Butter Falcon
That's
was
a
decent.
scary movie.
Yeah.
But
Aside
no,
from Megalopolis.
I haven't seen that yet.
He's another guy that's kind of like cracked, you know?
Oh, you think a little bit?
yeah.
That's his
Him
dad.
and Franco are the same. Are that same archetype? I think.
I
where
think
it's like
I think Franco's
guys
a
who
little
became
heavier.
way too. Sorry, what?
I think Franco's he's a little handsy.
To be fair, though,
They both are.
Terrence Howard was a genius before he was an actor.
That is true statement.
But again, I'm still.
These are two guys who
I still will
became
drop
famous
jokes.
too young, and then decided that everything in their career was like a meta commentary on having been famous. You know what I mean? Like they just crawled right up their own butts way too fast.
I mean, it was all well. But you gotta think of like even like you gotta go like into Freaks and Geeks.
yeah.
That's what got like Seth Rogen.
Yeah. I'm just saying they became
Jay.
way too famous, way too fast. Those
Oh,
two
yeah.
guys specifically, and they wound up doing like the exact same thing. Not to say that they didn't put in good work at some point, but like, you know, fucking Franco was making like 6 movies a year as an actor, directing
he's-
4 and teaching 3 classes while attending 4 college. You know what I mean?
And now
Who's
he's
this?
making
How
no
did he even
movies.
have room to,
James Franco.
you know, harass people?
What happened to that guy?
Where'd he fit in his schedule?
What happened to that guy?
James Franco, he got
Yeah.
me too.
He got canceled.
Yeah.
He get canceled.
Yeah.
I know that. I'm just making.
You do stupid shit. Stupid shit happens to
Yeah.
y'all.
True.
Like, behave yourselves. Treat people with respect.
It's so easy.
Exactly.
It's so much easier to not.
Exactly.
It takes so much less effort.
Don't be a
Hey,
weirdo.
Pixie's
now.
here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean,
in the
she is
comments.
short, but where?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, in the comments. Yeah. I
well,
was,
that makes
I
more
was
sense.
being an asshole. I knew exactly what you
Oh,
meant.
Well, I didn't.
I
was like,
I had to be the guy that put up the comment. So,
Oh, yeah.
which, by the way, we are about at our halfway point. Now, hey, Mitch, if you need to take a piss, now's a good time. We're gonna go ahead.
Again?
I know.
You just
I
came back.
might.
I'm just fucking with you, man. So we'll just take a quick break, get a word in from our sponsors, and by the way, again, I do want to make sure that this is heard loud and clear at home. If you know where the beast of Busco is, if you know the whereabouts of Busco, please email us at wearechopliver@gmail.com. We have questions, it has answers, and we want to know what the fuck is up. So again, here is a commercial from the Button Guy featuring music from Third Rail.
Since Wednesday, July 16th at 9:05 p.m.
Hey, it's Ben Roth. I can't make court. Tried to call Bull at least 1,000 times. Sure, you've already heard about it. Chopped litter is a fucking bitch. All I have to do is answer the fucking phone and they would know last minute shit came up. I can't make it. Don't worry. We'll get our fucking $20. Fucking bastards. Not one of you can answer your fucking phones. Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Skunk weed.
Wanna hit?
I'm not.
Are you sure?
Okay, let's quit.
Close your eyes, Jared.
What do you see?
So you use crack or you're thinking about trying it, Crack it. So if you're thinking about using crack,
Do it! Just do it!
Nothing unusual. Get help now!
Guys, I'm raising eyebrows.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but that will be more emblematic of how, some systemic issues lead people of certain races to die much younger than others. Remember, we just lost Lance Reddick and Andre Braugher in the last year, neither of whom were over 65. I think Lance Reddick was like in his early 60s, maybe. I'm more prone to believe that something like that will happen to Terrence Howard than anything. Maybe I'm just not a conspiratorial guy. I don't know. I always thought I was, but
it's interesting.
I don't know.
As time passes, there's just so many like accredited like scientists, doctors that are studying the things that for thousands of years we weren't allowed to talk about or study.
Mhm.
One, especially when people start digging into the Roman Empire, specifically around, I don't know, the life of Jesus and propaganda.
Oh
and
yeah,
how
that
comes into play.
that's the whole growth of the Roman Catholic Church, is that they basically would go they popularized it within the masses by making similarities within the Bible story and other religions. You have you have Samson, is it Samson I'm thinking of? Yeah, Samson and Gilgamesh hold very similar story beats, too similar in some places. Jesus and Horus. There's so many similarities in the Bible to paganism, and then you have also like religions that existed, or pagan religions that existed, that were like smaller sects, and they would just go out to those little, like, I think they were called something cults. I forget the name of it, but it's something called. It's a longer word, but they would go to these small little churches. Basically, they worship basically a deity that no one really knows about, and they would just destroy it and get rid of it and flatten it and be like, that's not supposed to be. But that's all within like European history, or like in Roman history. They did Egypt. They would go into their temples and say, "Oh, our gods are your gods, the same God," and then they would put their gods in the
that's
place
just
of.
the history of empire. That's
Yeah.
everything. That's what Genghis Khan did.
Right.
It's every empire does that, because that's how
Yeah.
you expand.
Mhm.
That's how you keep people calm when you're taking over.
Right.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the conspiracy theory that when the old Europeans came over here and wiped out the indigenous people of the native people of this land, that it was actually just a power move to control more land, because at that time England or New England, whatever, Great Britain controlled over 80% of the land on the earth as already,
Mhm.
and then everything that we know and we've been taught is just bullshit.
Oh yeah, like the have you looked into the
Look at this era.
1983 and 1989 Chicago World's Fair? That's a trip. That's a
Yeah.
mind trip. These buildings look like they were built in Rome. This whole area is supposed to be in swampland by 10,000 people before the year 1900. Okay, you got 10,000 skilled workers in America, which is still being developed. All right, this is before, like, we're talking about old Wild West ish era of America still.
In
Which-
18...
1898 Chicago's World's
Yeah.
Fair. It looks weird. It's like, oh, they built this in 2 years and tore it down in the same amount of time. It makes no
Yeah.
sense. It's
Crazy
good.
stuff.
There's this theory about the Tartarians about, and about that they existed here. Because I'm like this: if Aztec can exist, and we're still finding massive like cities in the jungle with geothermal imaging and laser technology, if Aztec can exist when it did, if Rome can exist when it did, and all these other countries and all these other histories, all these other great monuments existed, Egypt, everything, why is America just barren nothingness? That Native Americans lived in teepees, and then we built everything with 2x4s. Looks like you just built a set to promote Western energy. Like, that's one thing. Old Western movies is propaganda to basically sell the lie that America was this empty wasteland of nothing.
They found pyramids here in America.
Yeah, we found pyramids. There's one in Iowa.
Yeah.
There's a pyramid in
It's
Iowa.
crazy to think about.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, looking at all that kind of stuff.
That's my tinfoil hat. Thank
So-
you very much.
So, what artists would you guys love to open for? Like,
Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters.
Hey.
Yeah.
I already
say
told
that.
him multiple times.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite living artist right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dave
the
Grohl is
rules.
to me, he is probably one of the most talented musicians alive. I really mean that. I mean, not much of a fan of a lot of pop music, you know. I really don't listen to the radio, but I really love Dave Grohl. You know, I love a lot of alternative rock, and I mean, he worked with Kurt Cobain. You know what I mean? It's like he's a
Hero.
beast of a drummer. A lot of people don't understand how good of a drummer he really is.
oh yeah,
You know, people always, you know, I mean, he's got that caveman style drumming where it's just power,
yes,
but he's very articulate and he's very, you know, and he can play pretty much any instrument. You know, there's a lot of musicians out there that can play a lot of instruments and they always brag about it, but not the level that he can. And plus, on top of that, the real skill in music is the ability to write a song, and he writes really good songs.
yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
Grohl rules.
Yeah, Foo Fighters, great.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't put two together for years. He was like a drummer first, and then he was like a lead vocalist second, and then did that, and it was just all this back and forth. And he's been in the industry and still keeps a level head and a good soul. I would say one of mine would be Corey Taylor, Slipknot.
Mm.
Yeah, they just made their own label, I think, in 2021, 2022. I forget the year. I think in 2022. And that's big for a heavy metal band to be able to do that because they're not commercially safe. Where the radio, they can't get on like they get an X13 here and there, but they can't get on the pop or the hip hop stations, which is what majority of people really flock to. But one thing that I've also noticed, go ahead, Colby, you said you, who
I
would
mean,
you want to play with?
yeah, Pie in the Sky. I think like Paramore. I think that's the kind of band that has a sound that sort of gels with what we have, complementary, but with with some overlap. Started losing myself there for a second. Yep, that was my thought.
Paramore would be good. Paramore would be
Love
good.
Paramore.
They just played at Sonic Temple.
Yeah,
Yeah, my friend went there.
it's gonna hold this year.
Yeah, I had a couple friends that went there.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I'd love to
Paramore.
see them.
Paramore's
Oh yeah,
good.
But another one I would say is probably Josh Homme, Queens of Stone Age.
Yeah,
I really
good.
liked his stuff. And
Not traveling too far because that's definitely a Dave Grohl band for sure.
yeah, I mean, Dave, you know, he's done drum tracks for that band,
Yeah.
like Song for the Dead.
Yeah.
That I mean, when Dave when Dave puts a drum track down for any band, it's always like just he takes it to the next level.
Tenacious D.
Never really listened to much of their stuff,
Oh.
honestly.
He's their drummer.
Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah,
know that.
I did not
honestly.
know
it's the
that.
best.
That's crazy.
I
He's
love
everywhere.
Tenacious D too.
Yeah, Tenacious D is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jet Black is a national treasure.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I like-
he's
yeah,
he's
I
a
like
national,
that.
he's a national treasure.
He's-
I love that he's just don't commit suicide. Don't do it. Just don't do the thing. Okay, don't be like you're beautiful, you're happy, you're fun, you look like you love in life, you support all goodness. And there's not one bad like conspiracy or like or any issue with Jack Black. Just be happy until you die. We don't need another we don't need any more of our loved ones with dark history and or just sad depression. Like Chester Bennington, passed away, and that killed me because I wasn't born when Kurt Cobain was alive. Well, I was alive, but I wasn't aware of him when he was alive. So when it came to Linkin Park, that's the band that spoke to me. So Chester, it was like that kicked me in the throat, like a Jackie Chan kicked her throat. It hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of my heroes. Yeah.
Dude, it should be illegal to be as charming as Jack Black is.
I know,
That should be a
man.
crime.
I know.
He's insane. I love him so much.
So awesome. I want to do a song with Jack Black. That would be one of the heights of my career is to do a song with Jack Black.
I would say one of the most articulate musicians alive right now that writes some of the most greatest lyrics. Sexy Red. Wow, she's got some really good lyrics.
I don't think I've heard of Sexy
I
Red.
never heard Sexy Red either.
You never heard?
No.
Are you guys serious?
I never heard Sexy Red.
Oh man,
I'll
that's
look that up,
funny.
Sexy Red. I like in this moment.
I was
Maria
totally
Brink.
sarcastic. I thought you guys knew who she was. I was just
No, I had no idea.
her
I
fo-
try to keep up, man. I try. I do. Like I try to like listen to like new music and like stuff that maybe people don't listen to. Like I started listening to Joe P.
Well, one of her
years
lyrics,
ago.
one of her most popular songs is my coochie pink, my booty hole brown. So that's the style of music she's going for.
That's genius. They can't get more on the nose than that.
At least she's honest, right? You know,
Hey, man. Use it today, kids.
Sexy Rick, can you please elaborate?
Right?
like what tone of pink and brown are we talking?
Yeah.
Well, I'm still gonna look her up, despite what you just said.
Now I'm definitely gonna look her up because of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, are you guys like big into lyrics and stuff?
That's the thing. I
Lyricist,
told Jazz when I first met. I've never written a lyric a day in my life. I am completely all about instrumentation. That's the only real skill I have in music. I can't write lyrics at all. It's just a skill I can't. I have no skill with it at all.
Lyricism is kind of what I guess I don't say pride myself on, but what I try to focus on when I write is to kind of create something. Sometimes this comes out of nowhere. Sometimes based on the moment. So, "Cry Me to Sleep," the idea of that song, lyricism, like, can you do the chorus? Can you do me one courtesy? Can you do me one final courtesy? Can you be the one to cry me to sleep? I'm all alone. This is what I need. Can you do me one final courtesy? Cry me to sleep. The idea of that is that you're leaving a relationship that you know you need to leave. That's I'm all alone. This is what I need. That understanding that I know I need this. I know this is a good thing that we're leaving, but the emotional toll that goes with it, you don't want to take with. You're like, I don't want to go through the emotions again. I don't want to miss you. I don't want to have all this sadness. So can you just like wistful thinking? Can you just take that pain and leave with it? So cry me to sleep. Yeah.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
So what is your writing process like? Are you lyricist and then music, or
it depends. So it's kind of like sometimes I'll have, like, for instance, CMTS. I wrote that song lyrics years ago, and it just fit perfectly with Mitch's riff, and everything just kind of worked in place. Colby had a great bass line. Adam had his drums, which were phenomenal. Adam as a drummer, by the way, I know he's not here, but let me just talk about him real quick.
It's like John Bonham.
Yeah, Adam comes in, man, and he changes the game. He has ruined live shows for me. Every time I see a live show with a mediocre drummer, I'm like, Adam, I just want to take you, paste you right here where the drummer would be, and then it just would sound better. But no, he takes ideas and he launches them. He's one of the best. I got lucky. I'm lucky to work with each one of these guys. But yeah, no, back to lyrics. It's based on the moment. Sometimes I can cut paste. Sometimes I feel what the song is saying and I add lyrics to that. We have a song called "When You Sing," which is a sexy song that I wrote like at 3 a.m, and I originally wrote it as more of a hip hop vibe. But then again,
well, here's the thing about that song is I was just dicking around one day when we were practicing, and I wrote that riff like 5-6 years ago, and I was just playing it, and they're like, "Oh, we like that." So that's how I write music. You know, it's completely instrumental, and then I provide, the instrumentation, and they're just like, "This is what we can do with it." You know, so that's for our songwriting process. It's just me providing the I guess the atmosphere as the instrumentation, because everything I write it as, A major 7 riff or B minor progression. Like I write it like almost like a mathematician almost, and they make it the song. They give it the real name. When You Sing, I wouldn't even think to call it that.
Right.
So the way I write is like, it's almost like I said, like a mathematician almost.
So A is your natural go-to?
What, the key of A?
Yeah.
No, it's just.
Well, you said B minor, which is A sharp, right?
No.
B flat is A sharp.
That's what I meant.
B minor is a key.
I just dick around until
I
write patterns. Like I say, I'm like a mathematician with music. I write patterns and I use numbers to structure everything.
He gives us a really good foundation that we can build off of. And I said, even with When You Sing, Colby just has a bass line in that kind of just like just kind of gave it a whole life, and so we worked out how to make that work as well. Again, it's kind of like in the moment sometimes. Again, some of our songs we've written. I gotta think of one that I kind of write on the spot. Like we'll be jamming out. We'll hear something. We'll go into it, and then we have a song called "Sick." Okay, great example that we literally jammed out once, and I came in. I'm like, this is a song. This is a song, and I kind of created most of the idea of it. And so I'll record on my phone a bad version of it because we're all in a small space and playing loud. And then I'll hear it back, and then I'll go back and rewrite more official lyrics. And I'll have to churn that over again and again until I get like something official. And maybe there'll be some input. Oh, great idea. Great example. I have this song I wrote in a night. It's kind of like, I don't even say it's ska, but kind of like poppy, happy song in its sound, but it's very sad. It's very sad. It's about kind of the pressures of living life, more or less. And Colby had this great idea about, he's like, don't sing the verses. Because I had this kind of like emo, kind of fast paced style of like rhythmic singing. And he's like, don't sing the verses, just like speak them. And like, that's what we like. I have what I call an open table policy. So I try to keep that as much as I can with things, and kind of the idea is that every idea is open table. Bring it to the table. We'll see if it works out.
Colby, have you ever done drugs?
Yeah.
Have you ever done acid?
No.
No. Shrooms?
I feel like that's not really my vibe, right? No, I've taken edibles once or twice.
Right on. I always wonder because like to get into music theory and to really understand it and to really travel down that road, it's like a whole nother language in a way.
Well, let me chime in.
And yeah, because
I'll
here's
give
what
you a
got me there. You're the reason you're the one that took me there because you were like, I write in numbers, and I was like, oh yeah, go ahead.
The music theory in the West is based off of, it's all theory, you know what I mean? And it's not necessarily set in stone. In India, they use, there's only 12 notes in America, but like, over in India,
microtonality,
they have I can't even say
microtonality.
Microtonality. They use like 20 notes.
Yeah, it's the notes in between.
The note and
B flat flat.
So they're doing all.
Do not watch the Terrence Howard interview because he goes into this.
Well, then, I've studied my theory. I know my theory, but I've even taken it to the next level. You go into numerology, and you start to realize that the numbers have a deeper meaning than just what you've been provided with. So
we're talking set theory.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Okay, I don't even know.
Set theory is 12-tone theory. It's where you
I'm talking about how you've put numbers together and they can create an emotion, basically. So that's why I say, as a mathematician, I provide the mood, is because it's getting to the point with my theory. I believe that I can, like, someone says, make a song that has a dark sound to it, or things like this. I'm almost like, I've shown people some of the stuff, like the instrumentation I've written. They're like, that sounds like it could be in a movie score, because like I can just write. Like, I'm not. I hope I don't sound like I'm bragging, but it's just
no. I had to say that Adam's not here to play into what I'm about to say here, but it's very interesting, like your take and how you express yourself as a musician and how you express yourself and you do, and then. Based on what I'm hearing, Adam is a fantastic drummer, right? Which a lot of people say, a drummer, without a great drummer, your band is nothing, right?
Exactly.
But man, I'm excited for this album because it's like you're getting you've got the numbers guy, you've got the language guy, and then you've got the guy with the feelings and the heart. So it's like, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, it's very interesting how different every one of you are in your expression of your passion and in your art. So yeah, this is great.
It's taken some minutes. We've had some moments. definitely. But I'm always like, you know what? I'd rather have the moments now than later. So we're not bottling anything up. Again, I like the idea of having this many different energies at one.
You are an energy. The three of you together are an energy.
Appreciate that. Hope it's a good energy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But he said, no, just these. Like Colby is a different animal. Mitch's a different animal. Adam's a different animal. I'm a different animal in music, and so we've come together, with our different ideas, and that's kind of creates a really unique sound. Because the one of the things I always hated when looking for people is when they asked me this dumb question: "What kind of sound are you looking for?" I hate that question.
How would you explain to your fans or your future fans that haven't heard you what style of music you play?
Don't ask Jazz. He'll throw like 15 descriptors out. Like that helps anybody.
Basic answer is rock.
Yeah. And if you want to be a little bit more specific, alternative rock.
I always say badly.
Get ready for it.
I'm going to say badly. We are heavy alternative, post metal grunge with a taste of jazz and blues.
Yeah, we're not grunge.
We have a little bit of grunge. We have a little bit.
But you're putting grunge in the
grunge
in the
is in it.
part.
Grunge is in it.
You see, and
how much water did you drink?
The beauty.
Hey, while you're out there, do you mind taking a piss for me?
Yeah.
That is the beauty, though, of that's kind of what I was getting at is because when I think of grunge, I think of of course, emo.
Yeah.
Such an overused term because everybody thinks the fucking hair and the eyeliner, but grunge is very much an emo, just as much as the early 2000s emo that they say, right?
Yeah.
But I understand exactly what you're saying because what you're putting out in your words and your heart, and that is that grunge aspect.
Yeah, that's the grunge. It's in the lyricism. That's why I said the grunge is in lyricism. It's not really in the instrumentation. It's more in the lyricism. Like "Cry Me to Sleep" is a grunge song. "Key of E" is a very grunge song.
Sure, but when people ask what
our sound is, we should just say alternative rock.
Yeah.
But I like the long form.
I actually was being a smart ass when I asked. I was like,
oh, by the way, we just lost Mitch's mic. Just dropped.
Oh, poor little fella.
Yeah, tell me about it.
He'll be all right. Oh, we lost his camera.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow, look at that view.
Right?
Look
beautiful.
Right.
I see like the threads.
Not bad.
The little hairs. I'll get that here in a second. Actually, let's see if I can do that in 60 seconds.
Hey, there we go.
How much time do we have? Oh, we got a little bit of time left. So we'll just do the 2-year round. Here's some music from Fiddler that they haven't copyrighted, so I use it for fun because I love the song. It's a great song.
It's my life to throw away.
We're back and back.
Yeah, there we go. No, I still didn't fix it. Oh well, that's all right. You look great, Mitch.
Thank you.
You did a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know what happened to your camera, but it fell off. So what were we talking about?
Well, I was mentioning you mentioned your phrase about not knowing for sure you don't know anything.
Oh yeah.
And one of my kids was in middle school, maybe 7th grade teachers, English teacher. She was older. And she told me, she drew a circle on a clear piece of paper and blank piece of paper, and she's like, "Okay, now fill in how much of knowledge of all the world, all of history that you know." And then I, like a dumb kid, filled out a nice little chunk of it because I'm literally 12. And then she's like, "No, here," and she puts one little, barely you could see a dot. She's like, "That's how much I know. I'm twice your age." And I was like, there it is. That's it. So yeah, no matter what, we will never know everything or anything. But I always think it's good to try to understand and see all sides of things as much as we can, not lead into biases or our own like precognitions or notions of what we think is true or not. Always be willing and ready to doubt and question yourself and everything around you.
It's like the same thing as seeing somebody with an Abercrombie and Fitch shirt on, just assuming this about them. You know what I mean?
And when people open their mouth, if the shoe fits, the shoe fits.
Yeah.
And, and everything and stuff like, and it is what it is. Like most people think because
Like, I don't even like NASCAR.
I had friends invite me to track. I'm like, I'm not going to that mess. It's too much. At EDM, that's rising. That's the scene. That's a whole music scene that's taken over. EDM is taking over, and it's interesting to see it. It's kind of it's kind of like the evolution of what was like dubstep and everything, and then it just kind of like evolve into like this form of music now. Even though I hate, and I will say this on the record, I hate the word producer. I think it's misused immensely. I think that we should be called digital artists or physical artists. It depends. That's the difference. Because any kid with a laptop is not a producer. But in my old school mind, I'm thinking a producer. Oh, who are you managing? Who's under your label?
Yeah,
like Jay-Z's
I hear
a producer.
I think who's the one backing this with money?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
producer
Rubin,
producing that. Yeah, it's producing a movie. Who's a producer of a movie? They're backing the money, but it's not that. It's a term over the use. So you're an artist. You're just a digital artist. Difference between like again, if you have a person who makes pictures on their computer versus a person who paints pictures with an easel and a I forget the name of the thing. I'm mad about it now. No, brush and canvas thing. That's what we're looking for, canvas. So it's just you're not any less than, but you're just not a producer in my mind. Yeah,
I like mashups. I like the EDM mashup.
See, I like that too.
I love it.
They're doing good stuff.
I just heard AC/DC's TNT mashup with what's the name of that song? Oh no, I can't remember it. My twin brother's gonna kill me. He's big into it in that style of music, but I don't know. I just love like one of the most beautiful things about hip hop is like the sampling and stuff like that. Which is we were kind of talking about that earlier. I'm like, come on, dude! Like everything's a sample, anyways.
Yeah,
but
it is.
More specifically in that genre where they do a lot of sampling, and EDM. Also, I just love the mashups and bringing the songs together and the drops and the
drops.
just,
yeah.
I'm all about it.
I saw Subtronics last year. It was my first rave show. It was amazing. I saw him at the TCU amphitheater. It was amazing. But he led up to this one beat that everyone knows, and then he fakes it out. And I was like, but he doesn't bring it back. I'm like, no, dude, you should have still done it because you faked it out. I get you want to play your original stuff, but you should have done that one.
Dynamics, baby.
Yeah, dynamics. You got it. Yeah.
Tasty drops. Oh, that's so good. And it kind of like brings me back to the whole like I was asking Colby about if he had ever done like hallucinogenics. I can like biasly, like unconscious biasly, I know you have. I could feel the energy off of you, like you could, yeah.
It's that bad.
Well, man, like I don't know, like there is a language because I'm a numbers guy, and I took 2 years of theory, and maybe it's been 20 years, and I'll slip on some words and stuff, and I've dug deep into the cryptic of writing music and how to say things without saying them and stuff like that. But there is this ultimate language that we just do not perceive because of our whatever our physical build and like our eyes lie to us most of the time. Like it's how we perceive everything, but it's only like it's under 10% of what is actually around us. You know what I mean?
Music is a language without words.
Exactly.
The heart transcendent through sound is what I say music is.
That's what he's like. Vader.
I like a lot of instrumental music. Like, you ever heard the band Focus? Maybe look them up sometime, but they have a song that's on a car commercial. It's got the yodeling in it, and it's in a couple of movies, but most of their music is completely, instrumental. And that's really kind of what I grew up listening to, is a lot of instrumental music. And the average person, me and Jazz have talk about this. It's like, if you really want to have any success in music, you have to have lyrics, because the average person really has to have lyrics, because, the chorus is the most memorable part. But, for me, it's never been like that. It's always been, I like no words in my music. So I like a lot of, Focus is a Dutch progressive band, and they're probably my favorite band that's ever existed. They're all from England or whatever, but Jan Ackerman is a guitarist, and the singers. You would probably watch a video of him, you probably think, this guy is insane, because he's yodeling and he looks like he's on speed, because he's like, doing all this crazy shit. But that's the kind of music I love. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah.
Like, lyrics to me, they've never been important, but I've always understood that if you really want to have any success, you have to
communicate.
You have to
communicate.
Well, you can communicate without words.
You can.
That's why I say music is a language without words.
Right.
But the average person wants to hear, a chorus.
Right. Exactly.
So that's the one thing I've realized about music. It's like, you're not really going to have much, popular success without a chorus, basically.
It used to be, though. I mean, I grew up when I used to listen to music without any type of lyrics. I listened to like old classical Beethoven, Bach.
Yeah.
My dad has a whole entire like library of CDs with all like old orchestrated or orchestral music, and I used to just listen to that like in my room all the time, because I would get into it and I would daydream actual like scenes in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it just you can pick out the emotion that's happening in the room, and that's what I like about instrumentation. It's a lyric. All I'm doing as a lyricist, as a vocalist, is translating the songs in English because I speak English. Like, that's literally all a lyricist is doing. You're just translating. I'm no different than the guitar riff, than the drums, than the bass, than any other instrument that's being played. It's I'm still an instrument. It's just a different type of instrument.
Sure. The thing is that lyrics are a mnemonic, though, right? That's how you get it into people's heads.
Yeah.
Words are what people will attach. So
Exactly. That's
Mhm.
exactly what I was trying to say.
And it's not like instrumental music is dead, right?
No, it's not.
Everybody in this country engages with instrumental music with some kind of
I
regularity.
mean, that's EDM more or less.
Well, I'm not even talking
Sampling's
about that.
there, but they
Score.
really, it's just score. Oh yeah, score.
Film
Yeah,
score.
film score. Yeah, definitely.
The kind of compositions that you would hear out of like orchestral music, it's all gone into film score. You know what I mean?
John
I'll
Williams
tell you right
popularized
now,
that.
there's a guy at my work
Mhm.
every once in a while, he fucking puts on the opening to Halo.
That's such a good
It's
And-
a great piece of music.
And
Interesting.
everybody in the whole vibe and energy of the floor, just like, just like,
got them playing chant in there.
Yeah.
You cannot listen to that song and not get hyped.
Oh, so
Yeah.
That's like that's one of the best orchestral pieces
Yeah.
ever. Like
Film
it's
score,
Um,
video game score. People still love
Oh, yeah.
instrumental music. It's just
Nobuo Uematsu. You know that?
not by name.
keep it coming, man.
He-
This is why I do the podcast. Low key.
He's
So
the
I can find new
composer.
music.
He was the composer for all from Final Fantasy
Yep,
1
yep.
to
Okay, yeah.
10.
amazing.
And those are
Oh,
my
those are fantastic. scores.
Yeah.
And he even said that his most famous song,
Mhm.
One Winged Angel in Final
it's
Fantasy
beautiful.
7,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Purple Haze, and Elton John.
Mm.
He took
Really?
Purple Haze and I
Oh,
forget
dude,
which-
Elton John. What a
Yeah, I don't listen to him, but I
He's
understand that he's
you
great.
should.
You know what I mean? Like,
Fantastic musician,
Good
horrible
advice.
writer.
Well,
That's a joke.
good
Yeah.
right.
It's a bad joke.
Mm,
But
yeah.
no, yeah, he's not a lyricist.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but the music is what I like.
Yes, yeah.
He's Elton John's great because he wrote like some of the most complex structures in pop music and makes them utterly listenable. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm.
The sorts of things that would be botched by anybody else. He pulls out all of these weird, like, secondary dominant chords, all of this chromaticism that shouldn't work, and it just flows. Elton John's part of that songwriting duo is like my favorite songwriting of the 20th century by and large. It's like that, and then Brian Wilson. I think God Only Knows is like I think God Only Knows is the perfect song.
Mhm.
I think it doesn't get better. And then after that,
Yeah.
There's so much good shit out there. God,
Drugs,
I love music.
Queen,
more drugs,
Freddie Mercury,
and more drugs is what I just heard. Like,
Nah, man, it's all
dude,
music, baby.
right?
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury lyricism. I would go lyricism. Freddie Mercury, and then also why am I forgetting the name? Kurt Cobain. Second to that in lyrical prowess.
Yes, but an expression of pain.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Oof.
why. Yeah,
That's why a lot of people don't like Kurt, is
Yeah.
because his expression of pain
is visceral.
is
Polly. Listen to Polly.
It's
read Polly.
we're right there, Bob.
Read
Like
Polly.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good. And that's like Ace and Freddie Mercury as well. Freddie Mercury is pain too, but pain with joy as the outcome. He's like finding joy within pain, and then Kurt Cobain is like relishing in the darkness. And so that's what I kind of like. And then like I would put even Chester Bennington, Linkin Park, as in like the understanding of he kind of brings in the understanding, the empathy of pain and trouble that goes through life. Yeah.
Well, I love Nirvana, but Kurt would even say that he would write the instrumentation before the lyrics. Like a song, my favorite song. I mean, I would say my favorite song by Nirvana is probably either "Stay Away" or "Breed."
Like a good song.
They're high energy, but they're very kind of almost, I would say, complex. Like the average guy really can't write a riff like "Breed" and make it work. It's I can't come up with that. You know what I mean? I mean, somewhat I can, but he would, like, I write complex riffs and make a chorus out of it, but he would make it so simple.
Yeah.
And just make it a whole song. And it was just like, it sounds great.
Something in the Way is now Batman's theme.
Yeah. And a lot of people, and that song is about him being homeless, living under the bridge.
Well, he actually
I forgot about that.
Yeah. It is the score. Like if you listen to the Hans Zimmer's, he gets Hans Zimmer did the score for the Batman. I'm not sure, but he did I'm also big about scores in movies. Reason I love that movie so much, the score specifically in the Batman, is because it's the first time we've had character motifs in the score of the scene. So the scene is playing out, but each character has a motif. Like when Catwoman's on screen, you hear this high violin, like this da 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 going through. And whenever she's on screen, and then when Batman's like dun 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 dun, but that's just something in the way chord. Yeah, the Batman. The Batman.
Oh, the violin is even the most important part of that Catwoman.
Which one is it?
It's that piano.
Oh yeah, the piano. The piano. Yeah.
It's the da 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 da. That's my favorite piece in this.
Oh, I love it.
Of film score.
I was saying that I love that movie because they have because they have the score in general, because the characters have actual motifs.
Yeah.
When on screen, like Marvel does a big bombastic thing when Captain America or Iron Man shows up, and then it goes back to their main theme. But having the theme play with the scene and change based on what we're seeing to add to the feel of what's happening, that is art.
I think that's his best score in a long time.
Oh yeah,
Giacchino was kind of phoning it in for a little while there, but he did that. He's really good at those themes, partially because he's sort of like very deliberately picking up the John Williams banner. You know what I mean? Because that was Williams' whole thing. Every character in Star Wars, every character in Indiana Jones, everybody in E.T., all of his famous scores, characters have their own motifs. Concepts do, the Force theme. That's
Darth Vader's theme, which is like the main. Everyone knows Vader.
The Imperial March, not even introduced until Empire.
Right.
One of those things everybody
Empire is the best Star Wars movie.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah.
So
the sun is hot, and
it's fair to say that you guys are down to like listen to some John Williams.
Oh,
dude,
I
do.
He
changed music. He changed.
I wouldn't go that far.
He changed how music is done in the industry. Because before you had very much synth. Yeah, different. Before Star Wars came out.
What are you talking about?
No, so film before Star Wars came out was very based on like, these very like hard boiled like bad cop energy. They use a lot of like not synth. Like,
have you seen Lawrence of Arabia?
Yeah, I've seen Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, a synth based score if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, it's synth, isn't it?
No,
it's not synth. No.
No. Williams is a continuation and an evolution of what came before.
No. Wait. When did Lawrence of Arabia come out? After or before Star Wars?
Before.
Before?
Yeah.
Well, it's John Williams still.
That's not Williams.
It's not Williams who
No.
did the score for.
I couldn't tell you, but it's not Williams.
So that's the Google God.
Yeah, let's find out. Yeah, no, Williams is a continuation of what came before, and like the kind of
Okay.
hackneyed thing to do is to say that he stole a bunch of his leitmotifs from like the planets is the specific piece of music that people reference.
Yeah, everyone's inspired by something.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? And classical music or orchestral music of the past, because classical refers to a time period. It's all stealing. You know what I mean? Like that's what all the great composers did.
Nothing is new under this.
No, absolutely.
It's all going to be. It's all like
speaking of classical composers.
T.S. Eliot,
the first guy that changed classical music and was like one of the first metalheads was.
Can't wait to hear this hot take.
Is Beethoven.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The first person to.
Yeah,
that's a metal song.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were rock stars. Old Beethoven, Bach, all those guys. They were rock stars in their day.
The revolutionary one is the 9th, not the 5th.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't remember how it goes.
That's the Ode to Joy one.
Oh, okay. That's so
No. Here, that was revolutionary because nobody had set vocal music to a symphony before. It was the 9th was considered such a masterpiece that people were talking about the end of music. Like people were saying, how can I write music with the 9th out? This is the pinnacle.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what tipped everybody over into what became like, modernist writing, the sort of thing you get out of like Philip Glass, right? Those kinds of I mean, not him specifically, but
yeah, I mean, I've been listening.
I mean, the 5th rules
all day today. I've been listening to Mastodon.
Yeah.
I love, I mean,
the 7th.
Like I love heavy music, heavily distorted, heavy fuzzed, down tune. That's the kind of stuff I like. I mean, I'm using a fuzz pedal with our music. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to tell you guys, I'm trying to down tune even lower.
I can't wait for it. Can't wait for it.
Get a heavier sound. It's
that's gonna be really good. Actually, I can't wait till we start kind of digging into some more darker tones. Actually, since you dropped my guitar, my acoustic down to like I think it's in D standard, I haven't changed it.
Nice.
Yeah, because I love that. It's so hard.
I love it. All my acoustic stuff sounds better.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
you get that. I just like heavier tone music, but that's what I'm saying. Like Beethoven, I had a discussion with a guy at a bar one time about that, and he really kind of opened my eyes. He's like, if you really pay attention, metal music is just classical music with a very aggressive sound.
But that's what Corey Taylor even talks about Slipknot. They base their sound and composition off of like classic music. Yeah, because they understand. It's just, again, we were same as us. We have similar energy. Like we see that.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
The jazz singer.
Oh, the jazz singer. The good movie. Choose wisely. Ooh, you chose wrong. I'll take it. Yeah, Casablanca is my. Yeah, this movie rules.
Hell yeah.
Neil Diamond.
Hell yeah.
The wedding singer.
I'll do Ben-Hur.
Oh, dude.
I'll do Ben-Hur, man. Yeah.
4 great movies. Dude, just to be clear, this is all bangers.
There is some amazing not pre-special effects in Ben-Hur that are just like
dude died in that movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
Have you seen The Firm?
Tom Cruise.
Dude, The Firm fucking rules.
Oh, I'm mad at Tom Cruise. Right now. I'm not mad at Tom Cruise.
Oh,
I'm mad
Tom
at
Cruise is insane.
I'm mad at people because of Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is unfortunately part of the conversation.
You know who's in that movie? Tobin Bell is in that movie.
Really?
Yeah, Jigsaw himself.
That's crazy. No, everyone's mad at Assassin's Creed because there's a black guy in it, and I'm just like, I'm over it. But The Last Samurai exists.
Hey, Tiny Dancer does slap.
It does.
What's going on with Dwayne Johnson?
Oh,
he grew hair back. I don't know what's going on.
Have you seen that? Look up if you can real quick. Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, it's
losing all this.
Oh, we don't have a Jamie. I don't have service.
He's losing all his followers.
Yeah, it's funny. He's losing followers because of he's done too many bad movies. He hit his top, and now he's.
He's also he's a habitual liar. He treats his fans as tools, basically.
He's a Madonna on. You heard about the contract he has with with him in like in action scenes? He can't take certain hits. Only a certain amount of hits. He can't lose a fight. Like it's
like Steven Seagal.
Yeah, it's like our generation Steven Seagal.
Yeah, but the issue is that like Dwayne Johnson runs everything through PR before saying it. I mean, look, he's doing this this biopic. It looks cool. Benny
Have you seen it?
Safdie is
Did
a
you see
really
it?
good director. Did you find that picture?
It's
It's
like
a cool picture.
He's seen it in a ring.
Yeah. If you Google Benny Safdie, The Rock, you should find the picture pretty quickly.
Well, he's also been caught lying. He's a walking ad campaign.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he's like
yeah, right.
Audience, look it up.
I'm legitimately interested.
With like 5 guys. Like back in 2016, he did a thing on like his Instagram. He's like, "This is the first time,
but I will.
This is the first time I've ever tried 5 guys. I can't wait." You know, so he's like
Well, yeah,
putting
of
an ad,
course that's not real.
and then 2 years later, he's like, "This is the first time I tried 5 guys," and then another 2 years later, he goes, "This is the first time I've ever tried 5 guys." So it's like he's constantly lying to people, like trying to get them to like try. Like he's doing ad campaigns. He's getting paid to lie,
Dude.
by all these.
Why isn't he running for president?
Because
Camacho,
he's perfect.
Camacho, idiocracy.
Because if he did so, he would have to choose a lane.
Yeah, and he did PR.
What doesn't
not
matter?
bad.
They're the same fucking lane.
Yeah, but for him, it's not marketing.
It doesn't matter where the money comes from, motherfuckers.
Right.
You still eat it, you still watch it, and you're still gonna fucking believe it.
That's
Dwayne
what-
Johnson is Republicans buy sneakers to the person. That's
I feel that. No, that's why Taylor Swift's going to be their first celebrity. Well,
Absolutely
Trump is,
not.
but Ted He's going to.
Ronald Reagan was the first.
I thank
No,
you.
well,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
I'm
yeah, the
sorry,
guy
I
who
know,
ruined our
I
country.
know.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
He was
the
a
man
puppet.
Who
He was a
created
puppet.
the Kraken epidemic.
Goldman
The
Sachs
man
and
who
all
more or
them.
less created the AIDS epidemic.
Yeah. He was in Goldman Sachs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm 100% with you, buddy.
I'm for that too. I agree with that definitely. Yeah, that's why we had Goldman Sachs in the office.
Oh yeah.
All
I mean,
this
he's
stuff.
he's
we had
the
to
reason.
bail out the banks.
Yeah, he's the reason the top marginal tax rate plummeted. I mean, it was going down anyway, but it plummeted harder with him.
Was it him that we got rid of the gold standard? I think
no,
so.
no,
too.
that was
that was Nixon. Then
That was Reagan.
it was Reagan.
No, it was not Reagan.
It was Reagan. The
No,
gold
it wasn't.
standard.
No, it was like the early 20th century. The Wizard of Oz is about going off the gold standard.
Really?
Yeah, it's not Reagan. It might have been Nixon, but I think it was earlier than that. I can't remember. Grover Cleveland. Hey, there we go.
I figured,
T Swifty for Prez.
Graves, I appreciate you.
dude. I'm telling you, this is why Taylor's gonna be president, because listen, the first man can't be like some pencil neck politician old guy. No one's gonna laugh at Travis Kelce. Number one, how farther can this woman go? And she's the most successful woman in music right now.
Do you have any idea how much power she would have to give up to be president?
Nah, not too much. Not too much. See, because you have every woman on the planet every woman in America is gonna vote for her, and every man that likes women is gonna do the same. So,
I'm
Dude,
a
Taylor Swift?
firm believer that women should be in charge.
I think so too.
She's a witch. That's funny.
She's
Everyone in Hollywood is.
a witch. I love you, Deanna.
Like an
Good for
actual
you.
pagan witch, or are we talking like?
Hey man, you'll be
Can't tell me
surprised.
differently.
Yeah, I mean, she's certainly magic of some kind, right?
I mean, magic with a K.
Yeah, it's called an attorney.
the X-Men
She's got a
character?
good one.
Mhm. By the way, has anybody
Lost
seen
Liar.
X-Men
Anybody
97?
else? Oh, dude.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it. Dude, that was
Did you watch that?
crazy.
X-Men 97?
Oh, it's real
I will
good.
give you my Disney Plus.
I
when
have
pay
Disney
for it.
Plus.
Then you need to watch
I
it.
Watch that
You need to
show.
watch
I've
it.
been watching. I don't have a lot of time, guys.
feel
You know
you.
what I mean? But I have been watching a show on Amazon
Okay.
about the
Halloweener.
whole. What's up, Jeanette? Jeanette chimed in.
I'm sorry.
Hell
what were you
yeah.
saying?
No, I love Halloweener. He's
Reagan fucked us all.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reagan, I mean, but he goes like you talk about like, cycles and everything before. We've kind of seen it. Like we almost had a mini civil rights movement with the George Floyd protests. Trump is just another Reagan.
Oh, that's not
like,
true. He's worse.
He's
somehow.
worse, but
Oh, he's nowhere near the actor Reagan ever was.
no.
What?
he wasn't.
Oh, no.
Reagan could at least keep a solid face and know how to beat his lines.
Hey, look. We've had so many brain damaged old presidents at this
Oh,
point.
that's
That
why
That's
people
what
hate
made-
him.
really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. It goes back to Harding. Harding? Yeah. No, that's not right. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry.
I interrupted you, man. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
My parents watched this show when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
I was in high school, and I could not stand the guy. It was called The Boss, or I can't
Who's
remember.
the boss?
The entrepreneur. Is that what it was? called?
Undercover boss?
No, but there was this fucking idiot that was really awful and rude and mean to people. And I just don't like people like that.
Me neither.
And his name is Donald Trump.
Oh, the
Oh,
Apprentice.
you're talking about The Apprentice.
All these people fucking hate him. And it's like, dude, I hated him back in the day. I'm a hipster.
Right.
I just don't like people that do that.
I don't like bullies. I'm like Captain America in this
I
place.
think people
don't
should
like
be treated
bullies.
with respect. And I think people should be heard. And people should be allowed to be who they want to be, regardless of anything. People should only be judged by character, and that's it. And he's the defining form of like the kind of person I just do not like. I do not like mean
Trump
people.
Talking about Trump.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
No.
an asshole.
It's almost like yin and yang, though. If you look at the opposite of Obama and then Trump. Like as a president, it's weird and visceral when you look at the two characters side by side. It's like Trump is everything that they wanted. They said Obama was because he was black. Like he literally is everything. All the stigmatisms, all the bad things, like multiple wives, all this bad deadbeat dad energy, like risque behavior, bad, like PR, just rude and bad mannered.
He said his daughter is sexually attractive.
That is like literally all of the stigmatisms you put on, the negative stigmatisms you put on black people, black men. Trump embodies that. Like seriously, it's weird.
He's a politician, man.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all politicians.
Absolutely loved Obama.
Obama brought back like the
him
boys.
Talk on TV. I'd grab a glass of wine, set fire. Like
it felt like Kennedy, even though I wasn't alive for that.
I mean, let's not exaggerate too much.
Kennedy's
a class unto himself.
Yeah, Kennedy got killed because he was trying to do something different.
He's a martyr.
He's a martyr. Yeah, Kennedy. Look at the politicians, the presidents that have died. Lincoln and Kennedy. There's a funny thing about that. So they both died in the theater. They're assailants. So they both got no. So what was it? They both were told. So they both have similarities. I think it's that Lincoln had an assistant called Kennedy that told him not to go to the theater, and then John Booth hid in like a warehouse. And then he knows there's similarities, but then it's like an opposite of like Kennedy. He had his name Lincoln that told him not to go, and then he was killed.
Wasn't it just that he was shot in a Lincoln?
But no,
was that the bit?
Oh, was he shot in Lincoln?
Oh, maybe. You're talking about
there's similarities between the two. Like it's weird.
I know there's a real one, but the joke is Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy, and Kennedy screwed his secretary into Lincoln. That's the joke.
It's a joke, But it's interesting, and they both were like for unpopular opinions nationally, like and everything. Like Kennedy didn't want us to be in the war.
What about McKinley? Let's talk about the assassinated presidents that nobody talks about.
That's true,
but that's not cool, man.
Garfield, man.
There's a report on him back in 8th grade.
Really? I did a report on Christopher Columbus. I was horrible, and I got a D for it.
Yeah, he was.
Because they were like historically inaccurate. And then the one time my mother was like, came to school she helped me write it. That's why. But she literally came there and taught the dean. I got raised up to a B for grammatical inaccuracy. But yeah, Google Bush Senior shot JK. I would if my phone had.
See, Peter knows. Oh man! And who was the director of the CIA in 1963? Peter Graves. George H. Bush.
Really? That's funny. Those are the two towers. I think were an in-house job. I believe it.
It's all an in-house job. Man.
I can't even look at that as like.
There's a reason why the Nazis and the Soviets fucking burned all the fucking books, guys. And there's a reason why the Germans were backed by the United States banks. So the more you read, the more you know, and the more it doesn't make any sense. And that's why it's so important that we pay attention to our community and our politics within, because the higher up you get in the chain, the more fucked it gets.
It's crazy.
So yeah,
it's a circus show.
There's only so much we can do as people. So
you ever heard of Aleister Crowley?
Absolutely. Oh, are we going to start talking about NASA now?
No, I was just going to say Aleister Crowley, the conspiracy is that he's the father of George Bush's grandma, I think it is.
Oh shit!
I
did not know that.
Yeah, because they're all. I mean, that's a whole conspiracy. Aleister Crowley was a practicing Satanist, and a lot of people believe that people in politics are, devil worshippers, basically. So I've done my research on
They
Aleister
might
Crowley.
sacrifice a baby or two for immortal life or
They
whatever.
well, hey man,
I think the queen is in that new the new Victoria girl. I think her
What?
soul is in that little baby girl. The Queen of England. I think her soul is in that little Victoria.
That's right, Deanna.
What?
She said, "Change begins with us."
Agree with that. Definitely, it does begin with us. We need to. That's what This was in Asymptomatic. Back to the music. I said I want to talk about things that matter. I want to talk about things people can identify with. I don't want to talk about the song album does have a lot of like a relationship type things that you'll see in most music, but I want to talk about it in a way that hasn't been done before. Like Key of E is about a friend that it lost his kind of his life based on drug addiction. We have a song called Her Life is AFI I want to work on soon. That's about basically just someone that goes out to have a good time and to escape the mundanities and darkness they might have at home. I want music. I want to write things that people can feel and they can recognize, and that they can say, okay, this is me, or I can see myself in that. Because that's why I like, that's why I care about story. That's why I care about most things, is because I see myself in it, identify, empathize with it. So I think, making music that does that is very key, and definitely, I think it just makes it better, honestly.
I'll be honest. Let me
stuff.
chime in here.
Yeah.
Music to me has always been about hedonism. I'll be straight up. Music's always. I just like to hear something that's just self-indulgent.
Did you say Hedonism?
Hedonism.
Oh, hedonism, hedonism. I'm like, I like Limp Bizkit too, man.
I just like music
Fred
that's
Durst,
just all
dude,
about
he was go ahead.
having a good time, basically.
Yeah.
And I respect what you're saying, but I'm just saying we all have our take on music. I've always liked music that's just all about, that's why I always like, Stevie Ray Vaughan, because I mean, he was an alcoholic and a cocaine addict. You know what I mean? So he's the epitome of self-indulgence, and then just
Right.
going up there and ripping on guitar and just having a good time, just mindless self-indulgence, basically, which I don't mind. You know what I mean? Like, and then all of his lyrics were always about, because he kind of, he's kind of that old, Texas mentality,
Yeah.
Southern, don't mess with Texas, which I'm not really into. I'm not really into conservatism, you know what I mean? But that's the vibe I always got from Stevie, which I never cared for. But I mean, the tone he would get out of the guitar is just like, how the fuck do you do that? And he had Popeye arms and everything. He had huge hands for a small guy.
Right.
I mean, he was in the gauge strings he was using, you know what I mean? Plus he was, drunk and high on coke, so he couldn't feel pain. So he could sit there and just muscle his way on the guitar, But yeah, like I said, music to me has always been about just, does it sound good? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's always
What makes you move,
Makes you
man?
move, makes you
That's part
feel,
of
make
it,
you
yeah.
feel. Yeah, there's a way one of our songs is called "When You Sing." I mentioned earlier. It's a fucking song. It's all about fucking.
Yeah.
I wrote
Yeah.
it literally. I'm going to tell the real story right here. This is why I wrote the song.
And what's the video going to be? What do we say the video is going to be?
I'm just gonna have a chick dance and do some cool like vibe, like
Yeah.
trippy shit.
Yeah.
But like it's simple and chill. But like the song idea came from me.
It's our version of or WAP by Cardi B, basically.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that heavy. And I love that song. That's good. Hey, that song made it. But no, it's so the idea when I wrote it, I literally was like, I was watching porn, and the chick when she came, she had this inflection in her voice that had this vibrato. It had this it's kind of like a vibrato in her voice and everything. And I was like, ooh, it sounds like she's hitting a note. So I wrote this song called "When You Sing" about it's everything. So yeah, we still have fun to connect with it. But again, when I write something, I want to do it in a different way than be explicit on the nose with what I'm saying. You can tell what I'm saying, what we're talking about, but you also give it a little bit of mystery and fun. We have another song that we're working on called "Story." I won't say a bunch about this, but I will say it's the idea I have for this is society romances horror culture. So I wrote a romantic song about horror. Yeah, it's done this jazzy bluesy style, and it's fun. But yeah, it's literally like it's kind of like it's Polly was slight inspiration for this. A song they have to kind of listen to the lyrics to kind of know what's being talked about. If not, you're like, oh, this is a fun jazz song I can dance to, and like this is about something a little darker. Yeah, not as lyrically thought out as maybe Polly is, but still, I like it.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, man.
Mm.
So do you guys have any shows coming up, or are we just looking at studio time soon?
Studio's the next step. I think we have a booking at June 13th
Sounds
at what's it called? What's Adam was here. He has this information.
gonna say, I mean,
Thursday,
it's not
June
like-
13th.
Yeah, I think it's June 13th at
Well, just to be clear, this is us recording our single,
Single.
not a show.
Yeah,
Oh,
single.
I don't know if people need to know what studio we're going to.
Well, actually, some people, yeah, that like,
Yeah.
there
Yeah, I
are,
mean, maybe.
Yeah, we're gonna be recording our single at I think it's called Royal Records. I want to say it's Royal Records in Broad Ripple. I have to look that up again. June 13th, week after my birthday. And yeah, it'll be badass. So CMTS will be available for everyone to hear and judge, and hopefully you guys love it and enjoy it because it's the first of many on its way.
hell yeah. Yeah, the interesting thing is, like, we have a broad, different amount of, artists and
Yeah.
genres that come in, and everybody tends to go to different places. And like, probably the most common place I hear is like the post office on the west side,
Mm.
or what's that one downtown? Anyways, yeah, and some people are definitely into it, and especially if they're getting ready to record and they're
Mm.
shopping and they want to find a good price, but they still want the quality and stuff like that. So yeah,
Right.
but yeah, what's the name of the place you guys are recording?
I think it's called Royal Records. Let me see real quick. I can look through.
I
the-
thought you said
I'm
Mitch
sure.
might know.
Oh, no, Adam.
No, Adam.
Oh, the
Yeah,
drummer.
the drummer, yeah.
Shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, Adam. Oh well, I know how it goes. There's plenty of shows that I can't make because I got fucking work.
Yeah. Well, right now
Got
we
my
don't have any
kiddos.
shows pending. Hopefully soon we'll have some bites again. We're about. I think. Maybe we can do a show. We have enough material to do a set.
Yeah.
We're
Hell
just
yeah.
not. We're just not wanting to put ourselves out there right now until after June. But I'm probably gonna do a bunch of looking. My birthday's in a week, so I've been like, I'm waiting until after my birthday.
Oh, so when's your birthday? The
June
6th?
June 6th. Yeah, a week from today. I'm going to Michigan.
Hell yeah.
So I got access to a private beach out there, some friends own some places, and I have a whole South Bend / Niles friends family out that way that I haven't seen in years. So they're all missing me, and I'm coming to see you guys. So get ready, Jazz is coming back for 2 days.
Oh yeah.
There's 2 days. Yeah, I think Colby, you're gonna come with the Mitch.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we guys make it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Little field trip up to Michigan.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, little field
It's
trip.
cool.
I have access to
Get some
beautiful beach.
oregano.
Yeah. Yep.
It's true.
Yeah, get some oregano.
Yeah,
Good
they
season
got
in there.
some good distilleries up there. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Good energy.
absolutely. So, when I guess we should expect to see the single out probably in August.
That's the latest. I don't know how long it'll take them to mix and master it. I'm
Probably
hoping
like
in
2 days.
2 days. Yeah.
Bam.
So hopefully probably like we're going to record June 13th one day. We're gonna get it done in, I think 5 hours. So it should be out the following week on all forms, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. I'm gonna work with Adam. Adam does a lot of digital art. He's really good at it. He designed actually the band logo. And so we're gonna probably work on just like maybe a lyrical video for it at first. And then then probably work on doing shows, then working on EP probably by the end of this year.
Yeah.
EP, yeah.
That's the dream.
That's the plan.
Hell yeah. Well, definitely we'll have you guys come back again. Bring Adam. Hopefully Adam can make it out. And,
Definitely.
we'll probably not cover so much conspiracy theory.
Hey, it's a
Right?
good conversation. Man. I'm not gonna say-
It's fun though, right?
It's fun though.
It is fun to go down the rabbit hole. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
but be sure to check out Asymptomatic. Did I say it right?
Asymptomatic.
All right.
Symptomatic.
I'm the worst with names. So I did send
Yeah.
out I'm sure plenty of people probably saw I sent out invites for all you guys. So
Awesome.
We've been getting a lot of them.
I'll definitely be paying attention. I'd love to see you guys do the whole the damn thing, do a set. And don't be, hey, I'm just throwing out there, don't be afraid to do a 20-minute set.
No.
A lot of people don't, but I have. Think Tank, our first show, I think it was 22 minutes hot.
Oh yeah.
Just 20-minute set.
That's what we've been doing a lot.
We can fill time.
Yeah, we can fill time. We can do 20 minutes. We can do 45 minutes if we wanted to. Yeah, because we have about 4 or 5 solid songs right now.
I mean,
yeah.
If we're willing to play things we haven't practiced too much, we have like 8. We could fill an hour.
Yeah, we could.
No problem.
Yeah. We could.
And that's without even just doing some open jam on the blues or covering something. Which we have a few songs that we could just pull out of it.
We did a Jimi Hendrix long the watch.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We slowed it out and made it on the spot. We just made it kind of slower tempo.
My Hero. We're talking about the Foo Fighters.
That's a good one too. Yeah, we can throw a few.
Immediately, those drums.
Oh yeah, that song. Yeah, so good.
Yeah,
and there's another rock reference for you too with his new hair. Remember that? You guys ever seen The Other Guys?
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
You think it's you go into it, you think it's gonna be a rock and fucking Samuel L. Jackson movie? No.
Yeah, that's like one of the few movies he did before he got like big headed.
Oh,
he was able to laugh at himself.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Because he did like the Tooth Fairy and movie, and he was like having fun, and then it just got like Madonna in it. I didn't even like saying that because she wasn't bougie like that. I'm just saying like he just is demanding.
I feel like you've never seen The Rundown.
I haven't seen
with him. And
I know. I've
William
seen The Rundown. The one his first like action movie
where he goes to like find Sean William Scott for his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
maybe small. When the Rock is smaller.
Yeah, something like
relatively.
That.
Sure. When he's
it's a great movie though.
When he's Vin Diesel size.
Yeah,
merely
current Vin Diesel size. Rob.
Well, thank you guys for making the drive out.
Appreciate you.
If you don't I don't suggest opening them, but who has a VHS player, right?
I actually have one.
Right on. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They're meant to be like nostalgic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't.
I'm not playing opening.
Don't open them. They'll be
worth $1 million in a couple years.
Hell yeah.
I'll sign my name on it and then then sell it to a charity.
But everybody watching, be sure to check out and follow these guys. Hopefully you guys get a show coming up soon. I'm looking forward to hearing the single. Definitely. And tune in. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Throw this out there. How much time do I have? 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Let's see how fast we can run through these flyers. Check it out. Ponkerton Records Tour, Long Shot, 8 p.m., May 31st. Bad Year, Badass Band, Knives, Middle Out, and special guest Sunset, etc. And then I think was this last night? Is this going down? When is this going down? This is at the Refuge. Oh, that's the same night. So that's Friday. Yeah, that's a free show. You can check out Free Candy, Misunderstood, King Killa. And then Saturday night at Punk Rock Night, it's getting Irish as a mother or Scottish or what the fuck ever as a motherfucker with Kilmaine Saints, local badasses, the run up. And if you haven't seen them, they're a badass band as well. Party Monsters on a Train. And then if you're feeling, that's Friday night. My bad. That's Friday. Because Saturday night, you could catch my dumb ass on stage screaming my lungs out for Maria Cadaver's birthday, guaranteed to die on stage. I can't breathe.
What?
But I'll be singing Saturday night at Punk Rock Night. We'll see how it goes down. And then don't forget, June 1st, Chop Liver, Gay Black Republican, Stealing Volume, Midsummer, Full Moon, $5 holler. All right, y'all. Thank you guys again for coming out today. I want to get spit that stuff out. So
appreciate
as fast as I could. Remember, guys, shop smart, shop smart. Is that the quote? Is that what they
shop Pet Smart? Yeah,
Pet Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Pet Smart?
I think it's shop Pet Smart. I think
you're onto something, Jazz.
I think it's the shop Pet Smart.
I don't wanna go to